All right, man. I see every Caribbean event I go to, man. I see the brand is developed and grown. Every time I go to any Caribbean event, I see Devoyge on everybody's head, everybody back, man. It's grown a lot. You know, the streets taking notice. What inspired the Devoyge brand?
Well, the voyage really came from a place where they're trying to connect Africa and the Caribbean. So it's basically an Afro-Caribbean brand. It's gonna eventually develop in something bigger than Afro-Caribbean, but this is where it's just basically started to develop over time. You know, because this is where we're from, so we're highlighting these places right now because I feel like this is where the more we need to showcase ourselves. Us being African American, us being Afro-Caribbean, we need to showcase what we got, and I feel like this brand is based upon developing us as one, basically saying uniting everybody.
So I see everybody got their hat. They repping where they from with the Devoyge brand on front. You know, I see the culture shirt. Appreciate you blessing me with the love of the culture, and you know I saw a couple other statements as well. But what else coming down the pipeline? What else new come? What can we expect from Devoyge here?
Well, you know, as I said, Devoyge is basically highlighting the culture. So I really can't go deep into what's coming out in the future, but
right on.
You know, but just know as it being a positive message to the youth, because I want this brand to basically, you know, shed a positive light on us. You know, shed a positive light on, you know, what we have in the future, which is, that's why we say we have love the culture, and that's why we have respect the culture, that's why we have trust the culture, and later on we have something for the children, where it's going to be basically learn the culture, study the culture. It's basically letting them know, like, yo, our culture is meant to be here and meant to stay. We're not finna just, you know, let our culture be, you know, be
they gonna take it, man.
Yeah,
you know, they want to take it. You know, they culture vulture. I understand.
Yes, we don't want our culture to be on the bottom. Yeah. You know, we kings and queens. Indeed. You know, we gotta basically tell our youth we kings and queens, and we gotta keep
Wakanda forever.
We kings and queens. We gotta keep letting them know that, you know, that's the message we're preaching, and with the respect the culture, you know, and then we have embrace the culture. Embraces, you know, makes them saying, like, this is something we stand for, you know. Yeah, if you love something, you gotta stand for that, you know. We just don't love anything in our culture, whether it's reggae, pop, hip hop. You know, culture has it has a wide, you know, analogy on it. Basically, just because it's your culture, it could be really, dancing might be your culture. You might love the dance, so that's your culture. You know, photography might be your culture because that's. Food might be your culture, you know. Yeah, it's basically whatever you love the most is your culture. So just because, you know, it has culture, and that means, you know, you could make it into what you love the most to be your culture, what you embrace the most to be your culture. You know, as long as there's something positive, that's what I'm preaching, positivity. This brand is a positive line. Man. You know, this brand is about positivity, nothing but positivity. You're like, that's what we're gonna do.
Much respect. Yeah. So, in regards to, we got the hats, we got the shirts. Mm-hmm. What's coming down the pipeline next? We got.
Well, you keep asking about the pipeline. I see.
You know, we wanna let the people.
So
know.
So basically, you know, we have chokers that we was doing. We're kind of probably going to end up going away a little bit from the chokers until, you know, we on a level where we could mass produce the chokers or whatever the case may be. We definitely going to come out with the sweats. You know, we're going to come out with the sweaters. You know, we have samples of them where we're going to come out with. We're just going to come out with a lot of little stuff until, you know, because a lot of our fabrics are 100% of our fabrics just from Ghana. So because of that, we try to implement the fabric into our line, which we probably have. Actually, we got one right here.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's
black support black.
Exactly. Yeah, so man. This is one of the new hats right here. So, you know, it's like,
let them get a glimpse of that.
Hey.
It's for the culture.
Yeah. So, you know,
what the work in?
This is one of the new hats right here. You know, it's just something simple but very straightforward, different. You know, where it represents us. You know, it's this brand, you know, is basically having a piece of your culture of all time. You know, a lot of people ask me why the ship is here. You know, the ship is here for a reason. It's just not a logo to me. You know, it took time for this.
Tell us about the name Devoyge and the logo that's there as well.
All right, so let me see that hat right there. Yeah, there. All right, so Jamaica. All right, so basically the voyage stemmed from a voyage. Our voyage, it's basically wherever you came from. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's basically wherever you came from. For me, I came from Jamaica, so it's basically telling you took a voyage from Jamaica. So that it's a ship for a reason. You know what I'm saying? The ship is in the front because it represent, you know, your voyage, and what's in the back is where you're coming from. You know, we're in the melting pot of the world, so a lot of people, you know, tends to forget their identity. This is to basically tell you, like, yo, listen, I'm always gonna be Jamaican, no matter where I go, you know, how far I travel, how successful I come, no matter what happened in life.
Right on.
I'm always gonna be Jamaican. I'm always gonna rep that because that's where I'm from. So that is why we have a logo, which is a ship. It's basically to tell you, like, yo, this is a journey. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you go, you're still gonna be Jamaican. That's why it's in the back.
Back with Africa now.
And it's same with Africa, because, you know, this is the motherland. You know, I feel like a lot of people try to downplay Africa, it being the richest continent, the richest country. You know what I'm saying? Where we all came from. Like, this is home. You know, me being Jamaican, you know, I'm still African. So this is where we came from. So it all ties in one, and it's basically glorifying Africa, glorifying the Caribbean. And no matter if you're Jamaican, no matter if you're Trinidad, no matter where you're from, it's just basically, this brand is basically telling you, like, no matter where you're from, you know what I'm saying, you still got to be a part of it.
Yeah, right on, man.
Yeah.
Much respect to that. I can appreciate a concept like that. You know?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you have the shirt that, you know, it's just something simple, but you got the shirt for it too.
So like I said, man, the people see it too. You know, it's everywhere I go, I see, you know, the Devoyge on the heads and on the backs of the people. So in regard to the people, what impact would you like the Devoyge to have in the community?
Okay, most definitely. So at this moment in time, actually just the other day I met this girl. She's actually from South Sudan, and she's actually in Nebraska. And right about now we're trying to basically do where we could send our merchandise to them. You know, basically telling them, like, yo, it don't matter where you're from, we're supporting you. We see what you got going on because they're a dance team.
Right,
so the Devoyge is definitely going to be part of the community. We definitely going to give back to
The involvement in the community.
Yeah.
We see the acceptance from the community. What impact do you wish for the Devoyge to have in the community?
Okay, well, I'm currently on the process of creating something called the Devoyge Circle. You know, the Devoyge Circle basically will be how I give back to the community. It definitely will be, hopefully, it's a non-profit where basically I'll choose to give back to. This is what the Devoyge Circle actually is. So this is the logo for Devoyge Circle. So when these hats are online, you know, every purchase of this hat, I would love to give back 20% off of every hat that's sold from this. And when it comes to a certain sum, when it reaches to a certain level, maybe let's say the 20% reach $500, or the 20% reach $1,000, or wherever the 20% reach, where we feel like it's time for us to go out and give back to, or something happened where we could get involved. You know, maybe a hurricane hit an island where, you know, they're in need of supplies. This is where we come in and we say, okay, this money will go towards that, or hopefully we'll team up with another, you know, charitable organization, and we'll work together with them, and hopefully we could create an impact on that. So basically, we're trying to give back to, you know, for the community that's basically supporting us.
So is it to impact the Caribbean community back in the Caribbean, or the Caribbean community present here? Because Atlanta got a big Caribbean base, but the states have a big Caribbean base, so it's far and stretching. So we want to look out for home, or we want to look out for everybody that came from home and beyond.
No, I don't want it to be based on a Caribbean community. Like I'm just looking out for the Caribbean community. This is based on where you're African, you're American, you're from the Caribbean. This is for everybody. It's just whoever is in need. It might be a facility might happen to have a fire, and there was a whole bunch of dogs that needs to be rescuing it.
Hey, respect,
it might need to be rescuing it, and we basically could use that money to help them out, to help a shelter out, to accommodate these animals. It's not for the Caribbean, it's not for the African, it's not for American, it's for everybody. I don't care where you're from. This brand is not only for Caribbean, it's for everybody. It's all about unity. We're in a melting pot, and we act like, we need to be divided. Yeah, this is where love the culture come in. We don't need to be divided. We all just need to love the culture and be one and united.
Yeah, man.
And that's what this brand is about. It's just preaching unity.
Share the message, man. Yeah. with Devoyge, the peace, the love, the unity, all the embrace, everything for the culture. Not confound to anybody. Far stretching and widespread. We come in and bring unity with Devoyge. They're here with Bashir Cottrell. I'm Antonio Hall. Thank you for your time. Peace and love.
When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Oh, every morning I rise, I stare at the